Hey degenerates! Well, as you listen to me speak, I am currently in my final class for the quarter. You know what that means? It means it's just about break time. Oh yes, the breaking there shall... Wait, no. No. Break isn't let's take a break. Not only that, but we're up to 75 Naked and Oblivious videos, so it's doubly break time. So today's break is about to come to you. That looks horrible. Great. You didn't zoom right where I needed to be. But whatever. There it goes. So let's take a break with the Armor Games game, The Adventures of Red. It is a fun game. It is a hard game, but it is fun. It's full of complex and sometimes confusing puzzles. Mostly fun, sometimes highly aggravating. Let's see how angry I can get. As you start a new game. Once upon a time, a little yellow explorer named Red, inexplicably, was wandering through the dark forest in search of adventure. Unfortunately, Red had skipped breakfast that morning and his stomach was beginning to rumble. Then, like a sign from above, he came across, well, a sign. And I don't know if you can read it, but it says, "Free muffins, this way." And Red is very happy with the idea of free muffins, so he will go upon his merry way to this castle, where there is bound to be free muffins piled up right in front of me. Or then, maybe not. Red found himself in a grand castle, but he didn't want to waste any time admiring the scenery. He had a chocolate muffin to find. Notice he specified chocolate muffin. That is what he wants. And what he wants, he will get. But what is this? Ooh, a pretty stone. But I'm hungry. Where's that muffin? Chocolate muffin, chocolate muffin. But you'll note down here that we now have one gem. Also, there's a hat. Why this should be, you'll find out. There's also a key on this table. Keys are used to unlock locks. And we will do that immediately. Another locked door, but this time there was no key lying around. Red's stomach growled in anger. Well, maybe this will assuage the anger. Top hat! Sweet. A new hat. Top of the morning to ya. And there are several hats, and we will be finding them all. Because I like hats. Okay, so not really, but we're gonna find them anyway. And look, it is the Mona Lisa, and she is smiling, and she is all mixed up, so let's help her with her problems. Whoa, that was right. And lo and behold, the red key. Excellent. Red's eye was drawn to a trapdoor in the ceiling. Maybe these shields were the key to getting through it. Well, there are more important things than keys and shields, like gemstones. Alright, a shiny gem. Also, treasure. And this treasure is a map. This map, well, we found a map. And it shows the layout of the castle. Yep, that's a castle, alright. A little confusing, I know, but maybe things will get better. Anyway, on to business. We have shields. How can we use these shields? Well, if you'll note, they each have two colors upon them, in different patterns. There's already a lot of red in these. A lot of light green, too. I think I'm gonna be artistic and refrain from using either of these colors. In fact, I want the shield to look nothing like the others, except that there will be similar colors. So let's do the opposite of this one. But instead of using light green, let's use the opposite here of this blue. And that is what it takes to get the green key and go up into the future. Okay, This room, a little hard to figure out at first, but if you look really, really, really carefully at all these little thingies here, you'll notice they're in pairs. So, now all you need to do is get all the pairs paired up, and the scroll blank. I usually like to look for circles all by themselves, because it's a little easier for my eye to follow, or at least with only one connection. Here we go. It's all by itself. And there we have it. And we have a blue key. We also have choices. We have 2 blue locks. Let's go through this door first. Red couldn't help wondering when this maze of rooms would end. Well, keep wondering, for we have things to collect, like this gemstone on this bird's head. Alright, a shiny gem. Also, a key hidden under a rock. Yes, this room is that easy. This one, not so much. I hope you know your Roman numerals. This is nothing. This is just silly. But this is your real clue. Do you know what this is in Roman numerals? I do. I do indeed. It is 1009. And there's a blue key. And there's a green lock. I guess we're not going any further this way at the moment. So back into this room. Now we have a gem for this trapdoor. 5 is a magic number, and gems are a magic happiness. The secret to this room is these pictures not exactly alike. Hope you like different spotting games. But I do. So we get through this a little bit fast. And we get another blue key, which we'll use in another blue door. We've got a gemstone sitting in the window here. Ooh, pretty stone. But I'm hungry. Oh, we already saw that. Also, moving red away from the door reveals hammer. Red. Smash! Smash pots! Oh yes, the wanton vandalism for no good reason. But there is a good reason. Not only do we collect a green and a blue key, we have another hat. This castle ain't big enough for the 2 of us. I don't know who they're talking to. Seems plenty big enough for me and Red, but that's okay. I don't have to really know what's going on. Anyway, we now have a green key, so we're gonna take this. And we have a little poem on the wall. If emerald first is one too soon, and diamond last is one too late, ruby then I can't be sure, but amber surely seals your fate. What does this mean? That's a little hint to show you what order to push the gems in. Emerald first is one too soon, so emerald must be second. Diamond last is one too late. Well, I guess diamonds are blue now. So that's 3. Ruby we don't know, but if amber seals our fate, that's 4, so this must be number 1. So, red, green, blue, and yellow reveals red. Red key. And that's it for these set of rooms. So back we go. Upstairs. And open the door with our shiny new red key. And immediately, gemstone. Also, a treasure chest. One that we cannot open. Sadness. Well, we could immediately go downstairs, but I'm not ready for that. I want bells. These bells ring at different pitches. You can get kind of keys to see what those pitches are from this little TV screen, but I'm not good at that. However, speaking of keys, if we drag this key that just fell out of the bell to the treasure chest, we get an upgraded map. I like upgrades, don't you? Now, whoops, I looked at it too soon. The map now shows what keys can be found in each room. As we see here, there's a lot of keys in some rooms, others not so much. Anyway, there is more to this room though. We have this little scale, and I could do trial and error to find out what these bells do. But I already know the pattern. So, 3, 1, 2, 5, 4, and 3 reveals the green key. So let us proceed downstairs. And we have another relatively simple puzzle. We also have a very cleverly hidden gemstone. And I am taking it. So, now we have a stack the rings puzzle. And our objective is to get all these rings stacked in proper order over here. So without further ado, I'm going to do so. At least I'm going to try to do so. Sometimes I fail at this puzzle really hard. But I don't think that's going to happen today, because I've already got the base over. And that's really the hardest part. So let's get this one over here. Now we can move the second piece over. Or the third, rather. Hooray! Not failing terribly. And I have a yellow key, and I also have a choice of direction. But let's go through this green door first, because it is there. Oh, I like this room. See this little skull guy? You press the button, and he moves. But he's trying to get to somewhere in particular, and we're going to help him. Now you see here, this red, blue, yellow, and green? This is the order he always moves in. And the order that you must take him in. So we're going to do it like this. And over there, and nope, that was good. Now you go up into freedom. And red, blue, yellow, green, red, blue, yellow, and green. And then one final red will move him into the central patch. So let's go for it. Watch that little skull guy go. We have our blue key. So let's continue on. Keep soldiering on, Red had to tell himself. That muffin could be in the next room. But more importantly, what's in this room? If you answered a very hard to notice gem, you would be correct. Alright, I like doing this gear first. Why? It's more complicated. What you're trying to do here is make a line from here, you see where the arrow is, to here. Problem is, these rings don't all, well, this ring moves by itself. So that's pretty easy. However, not all the rings are independent. As you can see. Oh, that was right. I'm a big silly. There we go. And you see this middle ring moves the outer ring as well. And if you recall, the outer ring moves the second ring. Kind of irritating. But I assure you, now that we've got the center solved, we're nearly done. Because this ring does move independently. And there we go. We have another blue key. And a second ring to solve. This one, not so tough. In fact, the first level's already done for us. See? Because it goes into there, and it exits there. And all these rings move independently, making it much easier to deal with. Okay, that's 2. And 3. Alright, and we have a yellow key as well. And this yellow key, which, along with the other one we collected, will allow us to get upstairs. Where there is yet another gemstone, if you look very carefully. There's also a key in the window. And we will use this key to open up a treasure chest containing a helmet, I think. Did somebody turn out the lights? I don't know, I guess we'll just have to solve puzzles in the dark from now on. Not that they don't usually leave me feeling like I was in the dark. So, in that room, we need a green key. We don't have a green key. This room, we need a red key. We don't have one of those either. So where can we go? Do you remember the little yellow trapdoor we skipped? Well, I did. Red only came here for his free muffin, and now he found himself lost in a strange castle. It's kind of irritating, but getting gemstones sort of makes up for it. And speaking of irritating, this room, totally misleading. You see all this? You see this? Ignore it. What you need is this, right here. Six mounds of sand equal a skull. So, we pick up a piece of sand, drop it in our bucket. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now pick up the bucket, by the handle of course, and plop it onto there. If we try to remove any of the sand, that closes. But with it open, we pop in the skull and collect another gold key, which we will immediately use to do stuff. And alright, a room full of treasure. And a room full of keys. How can we solve this dilemma? Easy. See this shape over here on the right? See how when you pass over the keys, there's a shape on the left? What we need to do is find the shape that matches the white space here. So it might take me a moment. You really kind of don't want to mess up though, because if you do, well, it's nothing drastic, but all the keys will change position and then you'll have to go hunting all over again. It's somewhat annoying, especially when a lot of the keys look similar. But here's the key for chest number 1. And what valuable prizes does it contain? Nope. Nothing in here. Because this game is kind of a jerk like that occasionally. But that's okay, we have 3 more to open. Let's see if we can't find these a little faster. That's not it. That's not it. Nope, nope. That looks good. And it opens, and we have a red key. Well, we could continue on, but more prizes. I mean, come on. And by some sort of strange accident, I managed to put my finger directly not on the key. I thought that was it, but apparently I'm completely wrong. Well, whatever. At least I got to demonstrate what happens when you screw it up. There we go. And we have a horn helmet. It is a horn helmet. I don't care what the game calls it. Vikings did not wear helmets with horns. They did pillage and plunder and stuff. I don't know about finding muffins, but I'll grant you the pillaging and looting and maiming and raping, but damn it, they did not wear horned helms. End of story. Sorry. A little bit of a sore spot. Anyway, here's key number 4, which leads to another red key. Excellent. This was that double room with 2 keys. So let us use one of our red keys immediately. And this is a room. And look at that! This is a gemstone. Well, they're all gemstones, but here's a little one. Number 11. Excellent. Now, you may be wondering what to do with this room. Try pushing buttons. Anybody remember those puzzles out of Donkey Kong 3, where you had to press the gems in a certain order? Well, they're back. Fortunately, they're pretty easy. In fact, these ones seem to be being particularly easy on me. I don't know why. Well, that one was a little tougher, but with my vast powers of memorizing things I saw 2 seconds ago, I have a green key. And now I am leaving. We're done with this path. So where can we go? Well, we're right here. So let's go left a couple spaces. Well, gee, we have a lot of options, actually. I just happen to see this red one. I'd like to see my map. Well, let's just go up here. Hooray! There's no puzzles to solve in this room, but there is stuffs. Lots of stuffs, including another fraction of the map. The map now shows the colors of the doors. This is handy. This is extremely handy. There's also a gem hiding in this torch, but most importantly, wizard hat. Shazam! Indeed. This is my favorite hat, by the way. Just because it is. Right, so anyway, let's move on. We've got the green key. We've got a gem very cleverly hidden behind that candle. And then there's this room. I am bad at this room, so excuse me if I fumble a bit. There's probably a very easy way to solve it. I'm not up on what that way is, so fumbling. Oh no. See, I frequently get left with one torch, and that's not correct, obviously. Did I mention I'm bad at this? What I want is to get 3 of these all lined up. But with previously mentioned lack of skill, this could take a while. So get comfortable. Very comfortable. Or very uncomfortable. You know, whatever makes you happy, I guess. Nope, that doesn't do it either. You're trying to get every single torch lit, as is probably obvious by now. Ah, there we go. Enough fumbling and you'll do it. So, whatever. Let's go on. And this is a room. This is an annoying room, as a matter of fact. This is one of them that, the first time I played this, I got so mad I had to look it up. You see, you've got clues. E3, B2, F3, which might be pretty hard to see, and A5. Well, that sounds reasonable, you say. Could be something like this. If this is A, and this is 5, then it would be like this. And this is F3, and this is E3. But that doesn't work at all. Well, maybe it's like this. Maybe this is A, and this is numbers. So that would be your B2, and F3, and E3. But that doesn't work either. This puzzle is dumb. It's apparently flipped upside down and the wrong way entirely, so I'm just going to show you the answer instead of having to mess with it. It's going to be this, and this. As long as I'm reading it right. I could be reading it wrong. Nope, that's the answer. It's really irritating. I guess these are your A through F, and this is your 1 through 6. I don't like it. But whatever, we're free of the room. And this is a cute puzzle. I like it. It also has a gemstone hidden in it. We're at what, 14? Yep, we're right on track. But we may never get back on track if we don't find the right way. How can we do this? Well, it's actually easier than it looks. T-H-E-R-I-G-H-T. Yeah, just spell out right way with all the letters touching, and you will get green key. And proceed to immediate gemstones. They're not fooling around with these anymore. They're giving them to you quickly. So, 1 ring to light the way, 1 ring to show them, 1 ring to find a key, and in the castle guide them. That's a horrible piece of poetry. It's a horrible ripoff. What it is, however, is a good clue. Here's our 1 ring. What can we do with this? Well, what did we do with what ended up doing with the ring in the Tolkien novels? We burned it. No, that really is the answer. So, our code is 6 1, 5, 4, 2, and 3. And this gives us the red key, which we immediately use. Now this room's pretty clever and slightly tricky. We have the word words, and Modena, and Delay, and Dancel. What does this mean? Well, they're anagrams. Sword, diamond, I guess that's delish, not delay. So delish, or shield, and candle reveals the green key. We already have the blue key though. And let's just go through this door. And a very cleverly hidden gem. And a very abstract picture. I like to start with the checkers first, because otherwise it's kind of hard. But you get the checkers in and it starts falling into place. Hopefully. There are times that I can't quite get this solved. Like in my test play a few minutes ago. It took me a while. Ah, there we go. You can usually tell which way it's supposed to be facing. It just looks right. Even when all the lines don't agree, it'll just look good. Or as good as abstract art usually does. No, I'm not making fun of abstract art. This piece just is kind of difficult in particular. Okay, good. Got the first try. And I got a gold key. But that's all we needed to find in that room. So, let's go upstairs. And to one of the most frustrating puzzles in the game. We are the knights who say, "Nee." Let us pass. We are the knights who say, "Icky, icky, icky, batang, zoom, boing." You let us pass. Gimmick to this one is, you have to jump horses. But, you can only jump horses in one way. And if there's not enough of a gap, they won't go anywhere, and you are screwed, and have to reset. Now you could watch me fumble through this one for 20 minutes till I figured out the right set, or I can just do it from what I wrote down on my test play. So 3, 4, 5, 4, 2, 1, and now we're in the home stretch. 2, 4, 6, 6, 4, 2, 2, and 4. It's really frustrating, so forgive me having cheated a little bit. But now we have a blue key, without wasting 20 minutes. And, speaking of frustrating and somewhat annoying puzzles, I almost said pizzas, we almost skipped a gem in the scroll fold. Anyway, annoying puzzle, go. See this? 1 pair, wink wink, equals a key. Well, that ought to be easy to find. You can spot a pair already, can't you? This crown and this one. Wrong. Everything has to be exactly the same in this puzzle. The shape of the shield, which is why these two don't work, the colors, and all the shapes within the shields. So, this is gonna take me a little while. I usually screw this one up pretty badly. Okay, so these two different shield shapes, different colors. Yeah, have I mentioned I hate this puzzle? Well, this looks real similar, except these are reversed, so it won't work. And the shield shape is wrong for this one. Last time it wasn't all that bad. These two shield shapes are different. But I have a feeling it's going to be annoying. So I will not blame you if you want to depart now. I mean, I'd be pretty pleased if you didn't, but it happens. I'm aware of this. This game is not actually all that old. It's fairly recent. I forget exactly when. I should have written down such information. But I picked it up and played it and really enjoyed the heck out of it. Until... there we go! Found it. Until I ran into puzzles like this one. But that's okay. Well, we got a green key, but we already had a yellow key. So let's see what's upstairs. Red found himself in the west tower of the castle. But still, there was no muffin to be found. Perhaps it was in the eastern tower. Well, perhaps you are right, Red, and perhaps you are wrong. But there are important things in this room. Like this gemstone, and this mysterious message. For us, sesto, pondero, ver. Let's put it all together. Four asses to ponder over. Hey! Very funny. Right. And one more thing in this room is an orange hat. It is described as pimpin', and therefore I will not wear it, because that's dumb. Right. We got a green key from this room, so let's move briskly along. Oh, and there's our green key use. And we have another puzzle that's kind of interesting. The skull guy changes the colors of the tiles he moves over. What we want is every single tile to be white. This is not really the way to accomplish it. Or is it? It's a really easy puzzle. And I'm glad, because more challenging and annoying ones are in our future. And we have a Santa hat. Oh yes, Santa hat. I'm kind of happy about this. Alright, now this is a interesting and slightly tricky puzzle. You gotta realize that these words are in code here, in sort of a runic script use. They're also not in order. This is not shield. This is shield. How does this help us find the key? Well, if you look here, K, E, Y are all represented in this puzzle. So first we're going to find E, which is pretty easy. We know it's in the middle of shield, S-H-I-E. So, our H. Now, one of these two words is your, and the other is monk. The easiest way to find it, which one ends with the E? This one. So it is your, which means this little lightning bolt symbol is our Y. If I can locate it. Have I already passed it? Quite possibly. There's a lot of symbols in use. Oh, there we go. Now all we have to do is find the K. And since we know this is your, this must be monk. So this sort of Y-shaped rune is K. Note this is not accurate with any sort of runic script, as far as I know. Regardless, we have a blue key, and we have a color puzzle, and we have a chest with a diamond in it. We have 19. This is great. This puzzle... okay, I'm not gonna try to lie. This puzzle's really easy. Whoa! If you don't mess it up, that is. We're trying to make blocks, like you see here. And like I said, it's not that hard. There we go. But this makes up for this room. Oh, this room, and my hatred. Red was under the eastern tower now. Surely that was the faint waft of chocolate muffin that he could smell on the air. Maybe, possibly. But in order to get it, we have to get this puzzle solved. This puzzle made me quit the game for a long time, because I got really angry at it when I well, honestly, I messed it up. So it was not anybody's fault, but my own. I was not any less unhappy with it, though. So, excuse me, but you're going to see some more fumbling, really. I don't have it exactly memorized as to how to solve it, but I've got a better idea than I used to. Important note, make sure that this thing stays in the middle of everything. Because if you find it on the side, you're in for a very difficult time. Which is why I did that like this. See? It's right in the middle now. Okay, so there's one of our blues. Here's our second blue. But we're not going to accept it like that. That's not going to work. See? Won't be right in the middle. And that will really screw me up. So we're going to switch this out. That needs to get to the bottom anyway. So, like I said, this one's going to take a little while. No, I don't think I want to do it like that. Okay, so we've got one of the yellows at the bottom, which is our ultimate action, or ultimate desired action. Oh, I don't remember how to solve this one, to be honest. And I just did it. It's kind of sad. Well, there's that first green one. We're making some sort of progress. Really. Honestly. Would I lie to you? Don't answer that. Okay, so we have two sides solved. And would you look at that? Maybe I knew what I was doing after all. Because that's the green key. And, without further delay, let us use this final, as you can see, green key. And it is a muffin! It is a chocolate muffin! I'm sure, of all our longings and dreams and happiness, and it's blueberry. You've got to be kidding me. Apparently Red does not like blueberry muffins, because he's a big silly. But that was the end of The Adventures of Red, developed and designed by Rob and John Donkin, music by John Sayles, and that's it. Or is it? For we have missed a gem. We got all the hats, but we missed a gem. How could this be? I looked so carefully. How could I have possibly missed anything? Or maybe there's a gem right here that I couldn't click on before. Congratulations! You found all 20 hidden gems. You're awesome. And this game is pretty awesome, despite a few frustrating puzzles. So I hope you've enjoyed watching it. I apologize that this is a little longer than our usual break time, but it was a fun game and I didn't want to have to split it up. Alright, degenerates, tune in next week for the resumption of Oblivion. See you later.